What's up, guys? Welcome back to WCS America. I'm Axeltoss, joined by Axslav. Minigun has the host, so he's just going to start the game, which is fine. Countdown has begun. Minigun currently up 1-0 in this best of 3. Again, he needs to win one more, and then he's in WCS America Premier League Season 2, which is a pretty big deal.
It is. I mean, both these guys were in Season 1. Both of them had unfortunate quick exits at round 32, but both of them are eager to prove that was a one-time deal. They really want to be in Season 2 because you're guaranteed $1,500. You're guaranteed a ton of WCS points, and that's just the bare minimum.
Yes.
Yeah, there's the opportunity to win hundreds of thousands there.
Yeah, there's so many things on the line. Of course, WCS points, the ability to travel the world, potentially. Again, a very important match here. Very important to get into Premier League, and again, it opens up so many doorways as far as if you're teamless, as far as state is concerned. What if he gets into Premier? All this exposure, all of a sudden thrusted onto him. That'd be great for him. So, Minigun gonna try to make it through here and win a second one. By the way, these guys were flying in the last game. I was looking at their average APM at the end. It was like around 300 for both of them. It was pretty insane. But here we are in game number 2. It's going to be on Whirlwind in the top left-hand location. I present to you your blue Protoss player, currently up 1-0 in this best-of-3 winners match of Group F. Took out Top, the Chinese player, to get to this point. He's one win away from advancing to the WCS America Premier League Season 2. He is Minigun, representing Group Gaming. He will be at MLG Anaheim June 28th through 30th, and so will his opponent in the top right-hand location. The red Protoss player representing Gamefront must win 2 in a row here to advance to WCS America Premier League, or he will drop down to the last match of the evening and have to play again. He is State. California. Here, a nice little waterfall as the probe walks by that nice reservoir. These guys are actually missing each other. Interesting pathing there. One goes one way, one goes the other.
It is.
Not sure what happened there.
Maybe clicked in slightly different locations.
Sure.
Where they go. So, yeah, kind of a neat little.
Oh my gosh, Minigun! Are you serious?
Did he?
He thought he went far enough.
No.
Minigun. He's gonna be so confused.
He's
gonna like go to the bottom right, see nothing there. Then he's gonna go to the bottom left, see nothing there.
And then go straight to the bottom left, probably.
I bet he's gonna put a question mark in the chat. I'm making that bet right now. Probably.
Yeah, this is
like,
an absolute disaster for Minigun. When you think you scout location, but you don't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it depends how the game goes. It could end up not being a big deal, depending on the builds they do. But it could be a big deal. And you also think that the psychology of just not knowing what your opponent's doing forces you to play a little more conservatively, and whereas State knows exactly what Minigun is doing.
Think about the probe, too. Like, the probe, he's on a mission. There were 10 probes to choose from. And he was the one that was selected to go on the journey to find his
that was a mistake.
On the vast map of Whirlwind. Sure, it might have been a mistake to pick that probe, but, you got to feel for the little guy. Like, he's going to scout all the locations. He's going to be like, Commander, I don't know where, we don't have an opponent, Commander. And then Minigun's going to be like, but I just saw a probe in my base. He has to be somewhere on this map. And then the probe's going to be fired.
Yeah, probe is going to be fired. It should be, man.
Poor guy.
That was a gross, negligence of duty right there.
Yeah. So he's going to scout the bottom left here. Minigun is just about to, and he's like, well.
He's like, where is he? Where is he? And of course, he now realizes he's at the top right, because the bottom right and the top left, he's scouted deep into the bases, right?
Bottom right, bottom left, yeah.
Or, sorry. That's what I'm going to say. But the top right, he didn't. So now he's figured out what's going on. He's like, oh, that's silly.
It's all good.
But, I mean, he's missed this opportunity. Like, what State has done is State has this Stargate already cranking out this Oracle.
Yeah.
If Minigun gets caught off guard by that, I mean, Oracles can kill workers pretty darn quick.
Yes, they absolutely can. Now, does Minigun have a sentry to do any potential hallucinated... Now, here's what's interesting, too. Minigun taking this expansion, State is not. So Minigun investing a lot into his early game economy. His opponent going for one base pretty heavily. Yeah.
A third gateway being added in by State. No proxy pylons, which is going to make it difficult for State to really launch a counter, a big invasion. He's got to get proxy pylons up, because State needs to deny the natural.
Oh, there's the Oracle. No units being warped into defense. Oh, warp gate is not yet done. Oracle getting a lot of kills here. No photon overcharge.
He doesn't have energy yet.
Oh, 95.
Oh, and the sentries are so important.
Oh gosh.
I mean, not that the probes aren't. Actually, he's just losing everything.
Yeah, that Oracle. I think that Oracle paid for itself, Nick. Can we do the math on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Units lost. 9-1 right now.
And the one was pro.
Yeah.
And so now we're in a situation where he actually had to use foot overcharge as well.
Oh gosh.
There's
3 gateways.
Yeah, and he's warping units right now. It's without the sentries, without the photon overcharge, Minigun's defense. And the thing is, it's not like Minigun. Normally, right here, you can warp in the same amount of units as a defender because you have a little bit of economic advantage. But he doesn't because he lost so many workers. So the economy is actually even. They're on an even economy.
So this is going to be one of those situations where...
He has to give up the natural.
Well, or wait until it's like 1 HP and then attack or something and really try to make your opponent decide, okay, do I want to try to kill this Nexus or do I want to turn around and kill my opponent's army kind of a thing?
I don't think he can do that.
No, I agree 100%. Too many units.
I mean, maybe he'll try. Maybe he'll feel... It looks like he's going to try to.
I feel like no reason not to a little bit as long as you can retreat. Like, there's no sentry to block his retreat,
This
right?
is true. There's no sentry. So he can buy time. And maybe if he buys 2 minutes, he'll have another photon overcharge.
Yeah. Not going to happen, though.
Yeah, more units
Gotta be careful.
here.
I wonder if it's worth warping into sentry from state.
Yeah,
oh, he's going to try around just straight up engage. Oracles activating their pulsar beams. These stalkers being carved to shreds in state. Wow, Minigun is just going to GG.
I mean, yeah, he was dead there.
Yeah,
Since he could have tried to not defend a natural and played it out, but he would have been contained for a while. The Oracles would scout his base fully.
Right.
State would expand. It would be such an uphill battle. He said, you know what, I'm going to try to make the stand. If I could defend a Nexus, he'd actually be ahead. But,
yeah.
It wasn't going to happen.
I mean, after that Oracle does that much damage.
Yeah, it's...
Well, especially when you're expanding, you lose your sentries, you have to deploy your mothership core, your photon overcharge. There's not much that you can do. So, Minigun, or excuse me, State tying up the series here. Guys, we're 1-1, which means this next game is going to decide who's going to advance on into WCS America Premier League Season 2. Stay tuned. The ace match between Minigun and State coming up.